I have a few things I want to rant about, but before we get into that, congrats to JED, world champion. Well deserved, honestly. Very well deserved. Fantastic player. Very skilled at limited, very skilled at constructed, very well rounded, consistent play, always on top of the game. Really, I have nothing to say about it. Like, just good deck choice as well. All in all, well deserved. So if you want to skip these rants, you can go ahead and do that. I'll leave timestamps to the deck breakdown and the gameplay. But I really wanted to talk about two things that really bothered me over the course of the weekend. And I guess we'll start things off with the finals. The fact that the finals were cut short by two mulligan to fives that ended up in losses for the Japanese player was so anticlimactic, and I could not believe it was actually like the worst match of Magic, the worst match of high stakes Magic that I've ever seen. I mean, I haven't been in the scene too long, so I've been playing since 2018, but I could not believe my eyes that we could have a finals of a world championship cut short where JD wins the first match, second wins the first game, second game mulligan to five, loses immediately, and third game mulligans to five again and loses again. Like no chance at all. Like almost came back, but like not really. I mean, JD just had everything. It was really frustrating to watch a game that I like conceptually, just seeing the flaws being highlighted really put forward how embarrassing it is to have a world class event, right? Like something that is supposed to be like the biggest tournament of the year, and you see the huge flaws in the mana system and like everything that can create non-games, like a competitive game that can be cut short by you not being able to play the game. Like I find that so disgusting, and I find that like for both players it's disgusting, right? Because if you think about it from Depraz's point of view, I mean he is going to be remembered as the world champ that won two non-games. Like that is just the amount of effort you put to be there. You win the whole thing, and then I mean, maybe it won't happen, but people are just gonna see, you know, the finals ending in like what was it, like an hour or something? I don't know. It was really short amount of time, and that's gonna be attached to your name forever, basically. I mean, hopefully not, but it feels like it cuts down the achievements of both players by a lot, and it feels unfair. Like the game basically didn't function as it was intended. I don't know. I really hate that feeling. I hate it for both sides. Now, of course, JD won, so there's like a lot going on there for him. That's positive, but I don't know. Still, I just feel like it's a very embarrassing showcase for the game itself as a competitive game, and I don't know. Just I have very strong feelings about it. The second thing I want to talk about is, of course, Sheoldred. Now that might not be surprising to some of you. Some of you are going to be like, "It's fine, it dies the removal," but that's not the point. The point is that there is no real other card in Standard that does what Sheoldred does to the extent that it does it. Like what I mean by that is that Sheoldred is probably the only creature you can just slap for 4 mana onto the field, not do anything, and it can win the game. Like you can literally not attack and it will kill your opponent and put you even further out of range. So it's working twofold against your opponents. One, it's killing them, and two, you're gaining life so they can't race you. And it's a body that blocks literally everything almost. Well, actually, literally, it could trade with everything if it wanted to. It can attack effectively. It does too much for 4 mana in only 2 black, so it's easily playable in like a multitude of black decks. Like there's no triple black cost. Like it's not like it's super restrictive or anything with standard mana, especially being as it is. There's too much synergy with it. There's just way too much snowballing happening in Magic the Gathering, I feel like, and we need to stop cards like this from seeing play. Like it should not be in Standard, or I don't know. It might not be a problem in other formats, but in Standard, this is just an absolute Goliath of a card. Like it just doesn't. It, it's ridiculous. It really frustrates me because the amount of games we saw this weekend that were just ended by Sheoldred alone is ridiculous. So for in top eight, for example, Greg Orange, which I thought was the favorite, but lost to Sheoldred, was very, I don't know, it was kind of frustrating seeing a card just come down on like for 4 mana, come down on 4 mana, and if your opponent can't find removal for it, well, you just win. And it doesn't have to attack because like there are cards like Wandering Emperor, for example, that require you to have a tapped creature for it to exile. Well, if you just don't attack, you're just gonna win the game. And it also counters certain like strategical deck building decisions, like Up the Beanstalk, where after a certain point, Up the Beanstalk, if you cast a 5 mana spell to try to remove Sheoldred, well, you're gonna draw before it resolves, and Sheoldred will activate its ability. So sometimes you can't even cast those 5+ CMC spells because you're just gonna take 2 damage and die. Like the fact that it's punishing you for strategies that are based around card draw just feels so unfair for 4 mana with the stat line it has, with everything going on. It's good against aggro because you have like Rafine in this deck specifically, or like even in a normal deck, when you draw a card, when you start your turn, you gain 2 life. You put yourself further out of reach of like an aggressive attack, and your opponent's slowly losing that life, where eventually they'll be on the back foot and they'll have to think about, I can't attack here because I'm going to die on the swing back. Oh man, it just it just it frustrates me to no end that this card exists and that it is as powerful as it is, and that it's still somehow in standard. And I don't know, I don't like seeing matches end because of a 4 drop. I feel like that shouldn't be a thing. Um, I don't know. This kind of card would have been fine maybe if it costed more mana or was more mana restrictive. I don't know, maybe like 4 black or something. I make it. I don't know. It just everything about it is annoying me. Anyways, I think I've rambled long enough about this. I don't know if I have much more to say. Just I don't know. I hated seeing the matches where it's just won the game. That's by itself without attacking, or by attacking at the last moment. I don't know. It was too much. Anyways, let's jump into the deck breakdown. Okay, so Esper Legends. I'm sure this is no secret deck to you all. I'm sure you're all familiar with this. The most expensive deck on the market, I think. Is it in standard? I would assume it is. I mean, it's all rares, right? Maybe it's not. I don't know. But 4 Skrill, 4 Talia, 3 Fairy Mastermind, which is fantastic. 1 Make Disappear, just the one of for open deck list. Why not? 2 Ronas, which are actually a good card, I think, in this specific deck, because I feel like you really do want that looting effect sometimes, and the fact that it also untaps is also fantastic. So there's a lot going on with the front side of it, and the fact that it can transform into a relevant aggressive creature later is the cherry on top, right? So very good card. 4 Denic, obviously. I mean, there's almost no reason to not run 4 Denic. The card is just broken. Like, can't be target of graveyard abilities is fantastic, and the other side being a flyer is fantastic. Like, both of these are insane. Go for Throat, obviously. You need some removal in this deck. You can't just lose to random Sheoldred. And Lord Skitter, which is a new card and actually has been the highlight of this, one of the highlights of this tournament, I think. It's just broken. 3 mana, 3/3. Exile up to 1 target card from an opponent's graveyard when combat starts. Oh no, when another rat enters the battlefield under your control. And at the beginning of combat, it makes a rat. So you get the rat and then you exile. And so this goes wide. Allows you to make big attacks with Orphine, and allows you to interact with the graveyard. So it pretty much does everything you could possibly want out of a 3-drop for only 1 black. So easy to cast as well. Just really insane. Obviously, for Sheoldred, it's funny because there were lists with 3 Sheoldred, and I've never understood that. Like, I feel like if you're gonna play Sheoldred, it's just got to be 4 copies, and especially in this deck, because you can protect it with Skrill, because you can like bring it back with Takenuma, you just want to always hit Sheoldred on 4. You have like the highest spike possible and just take over the game with it. And then you have Urtai, which counters triggered ability, activated ability, or a spell, and its controller draws a card, so you can force a draw from your opponent. And then if you have Sheoldred out, they take 2 damage, and if you have Fairy Mastermind out, well, you draw a card as well. And it can also destroy, and they draw a card as well. So one or the other. And the main strength of this Legends deck is the fact that you can play a lot of channel lands, because these scale with legendary creatures makes them like usually 1 mana plays. So when they're 1 mana plays, they're extremely efficient. You basically have 2 extra removal spells in a Ganjo. You have 3 bounce spells with Otawara, and you have 2 card advantage spells with Takenuma. So very, very good overall kind of utility lands that can act as spells. So that's like the main strength of the deck. That's why it's so strong, I think. A one swamp for land destruction, why not? And then a good mana base, all untapped pretty much at certain points in the game. So very good stuff. Sideboard Surge. Surge is a really good trick for certain matchups. I don't think it saw much use this weekend, but it's good to have a one of just to make your opponent think about it. And then we have 4 cutdowns, obviously, because aggro decks. 2 Owl, which I think is super good. I'm always very happy to see Owl, no matter if it's in the main deck or the sideboard, and I think it served them pretty well this weekend as well. Having that big flying vigilance creature, the 5/4, that resists all destruction spell, basically, because if they remove it, you can get a free Sheoldred, or I don't know, an Urtai if you're in trouble, or double 2-drop. So it's just very, very flexible because it's 4 total CMC they can bring onto the battlefield. Look at top 7. That, or if you're ahead with Lord Skitter, you can also just +2/+2 on each permanent you control. That's a creature or vehicle. So that is a lot of stats sometimes when you're ahead. 2-stroke, 1 negate. Honestly, a little bit low on counter magic, but you have to keep in mind this is a Thalia deck with Skrelv, which means it's really difficult to deal with Thalia if you have the Skrelv, and even if you don't have it, it's still annoying to deal with Thalia. But you have so much disruption potential, plus the Urtai that can act as counter magic, plus the 1 Make Disappear in the main deck, that you have enough counter magic, I think, to only justify playing 3. That's like a very smart deck building design. We have 4 Wedding Announcement. Obviously, this is like I want to take the game a little bit slower and go more value oriented type of game plan, and it worked out really well for him as well. And lastly, we have Blot Out, which is one of my favorite card designs in terms of well, also the art is cool as hell. But yeah, I love Blot Out. I feel like it's bad, but I mean, I don't think he ever did he ever board it in? I'm not sure. I don't think Blot Out is playable in standard. I think the card is really good in the sense that it's balanced. It's Soul Shatter with Exile, so it's power creep on Soul Shatter, but the game's power level is just so high that that power creep is probably justified. And even with that power creep, the card is kind of just worse than Edict. So I mean, especially for 3 mana in a deck with Thalia, I'm not really sure what this is for exactly. I feel like maybe Anoint with Affliction would have been more useful. I'm not sure what he was trying to exile with this. By the way, I don't know. I just like the card. I like that it's here. I like that he won with it in the sideboard because nobody has ever cast this card ever in standard, I think. I'm pretty sure in like a standard competitive event. I don't think this has ever seen play. So either way, like pretty cool stuff. Also, yeah, the Plaza of Heroes to protect your legend is that. Oh, wait, I forgot about that. That's another reason the deck is broken. So yeah, another reason this deck is broken is because on top of the channel lands, you have innate protection and mana fixing for your legends. It's like the perfect land for this deck. This deck would not function without it. All right, so that's gonna do it for the breakdown. Let's jump right into a match. Okay, so we have a decent hand on the draw. Not fantastic, but it's definitely a keep. Talia on turn 2 would be nice. I do think this matchup can be hard against Golgari. It depends. Yeah, I will probably play this out. And should I just... Yeah, I'll hold up Make Disappear since I have it, and a Fairy Mastermind. In case they try to do Mosswood Dread Knight again, maybe. Okay, not that one though. I will just do that. So just hold up Counterspell again, since I can. I want to use this counter before I get Thalia down, essentially. Trespasser. Huh. Again, I do want to use the Counterspell, so maybe I just use it here. That creature can be annoying. I really want to Thalia next turn. Oh, they have cut down as well. That's unfortunate. Good draw. Attack first, I'll play cut down. Nope. Okay, so I can just do this into Hold Up Fairy, probably. Just go for flying attackers. I am scared of Sheoldred, but that is what it is, right? Not too much I can do about that. Yep. Okay. Well, again, not too much I can do about it. I have to find things. So I will probably do this, but I need to play Denek first. Oh, that's good. I think I just developed Denek and I bounce here. Because I don't want to destroy this on my turn. I want to draw 2 cards with it. So I would do it on their turn, which I think means it's better to bounce it now. So let's do that. That way I get the attack in with Dahlia this turn. And then I can do the I can do this thing next turn. Alright. That was a good draw. Okay, that's totally fine. I do have to dodge Gix's command, but that is just gonna be a thing, right? Not too much I can do. I think there was only 1 copy in the top 8 list. That's fine. Oh, they're playing fight. Okay, that sucks. Sack 2. Oh. I mean, it's definitely this, and then probably this. Can't sack the flying creatures. That sucks. Okay, good draw. That should be enough to win the game. That's what I needed. I guess I have I have world championship luck at this point with this deck. Maybe. The deck is blessed. I'm gonna draw. I'm gonna be able to draw here, which is nice. Should be able to draw 2. Yep. It's the power of Mastermind. What you want to play? I would argue you want 4 in this deck, honestly. Ugh. Yep. That sucks. This matchup is not good. Yeah, I just can't. I have to sack a land. So if I'm gonna sack a land, I just have to keep the white, right? I'm drawing 2. I just draw a white. I play this. That's fine. I already procced. That's not a good situation still. Am I gonna be 1 off? I need Rafine. I mean, I guess worst case I can trump block, maybe. Sure. It's gonna be really close. This is a really bad matchup. I can't believe how bad this is. Like, I don't have much removal for this, and then they just fight everything. Yeah, that sucks. Whatever. That's unfortunate. I thought I was lucky, but they literally drew all removal spells. Never mind. It's gonna be tough. I don't have that much removal for creatures like that. This is probably actually the worst matchup for the deck because I can't board in more removal. I might have to board in blot out, which sucks. Huh. Lord Skitter. That's a lot of fight. I really need to remove the creature, so I guess I do have to play blot out. Probably do have to play make disappear. I'm not cutting these. I don't know if I'm playing out. I mean, I want to, but they also have Tear in the main deck. I might play one. Let's see. I think the Rona is just too weak in this matchup. I think I'd rather have. Yeah, let's cut the Rona. I have to keep this in because I need to counter 4 drops. Alright, it's as good as it gets, I think. Unfortunately. Nope, not for Sheoldred. Oh, what are these hands? I mean, I have to keep removal, right? Just because they're running the fight deck. Probably. This hand is not good. Especially against cut down. Triple Raffine is not good. Not in this spot. Not with no 2-drop. I mean, I'm definitely playing that. Let's see. I'd probably attack. I just let Glissa do its thing, right? Yeah, I want to get out of cut down range. I also don't want them to fight this Raffine, though. Doesn't it work? Death Touch, I think. Yeah, it does work, I think. Hmm. I mean, I guess if they kill it, it's fine. I mean, they also have to kill this Sheoldred. I think it's worth. My hand is bad. I can't let them. I can't just play 2 mana and then pass. Like, that makes no sense. Too weak. Oh, that's good. Hopefully. That's dying. Yeah, sure. Yeah, and I need to draw something else. Like, triple Raffine is not good. Now I have no more Sheoldred too. That's fine. Hmm. Yeah, I think here I want to get this out now. Try to put pressure on them. Yep. Sure. It's annoying. Yeah, this sucks. I'm not sure what to do because I have no kill power right now. It's not like I don't think protecting this Raffine does that much for me. But I guess that's all I can do, right? I do have to get rid of that. So this doesn't flip. That just sucks. I guess I should have discarded, instead of discarding a land, I just discard this and then go for the protection. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected though. And now they gain more life. Yeah. Well. That's what it's gonna be. Alright. Well, I can't really record more gameplay since I am getting timed out constantly here. I can't get back into the game. So unfortunately, we'll just have to settle for that loss and call it a day. But yeah, obviously the deck is good. I just got really unlucky in that match. The matchup is not great either. But yeah, you can check the deck out for yourself if you have it. It's definitely a solid pick for ranking up on ladder. I'll leave you with that though. If you enjoy my content and would like to help me keep making it, consider supporting me over on Patreon, where you'll get access to a bunch of bonus videos, as well as other rewards depending on the tiers. And thank you so much to all the lovely patrons that are already subscribed. I appreciate it very much. And I will see you all in the next video.